What's up, crew? Listen to the sweet gems. Oh, yeah. Musica for you. So, I made some purchases. We'll see if they actually are what they said they are, but commander decks. Yeah. So, these are what they say they are. They're clearly labeled. Land's Wrath. These are the what is it? The Return of Zendikar or Rise of Zendikar. I think both these decks were $33, if I remember right. Free shipping. We're gonna see what's in the box. Yeah. But this was also from Amazon.com. It is supposedly the Ikoria pre-con commander decks. And the reason I bought all this... Okay, yeah, it looks like it's legit. So this is an unsealed... You can't really see it, but I just broke the seal. But it was an unsealed, and it looks like the official MTG Wizards of the Coast stuff. So let's see if it is what they say it is. But it says CM2 on the box, and I think that's a good sign that it is. Anyway, I got all of this for $150. So altogether, it was like $180 for all 7 of these decks. I didn't have any commander decks, and I'm sure some of you are probably laughing at me saying, well, you can build your own. Well, I could, but I sat around and built like a dozen decks, and they're all fun and fine, and I built them out of a pack of commons I bought. So they're fine decks, and they play well against each other, so it's really cool. And I haven't played Magic in 20 years, so I built the decks using like just going through. I'm discovering all these cards, you know. So yeah, I bought $100 worth of bulk cards from multiple places online, and I just built like 12 decks. And those decks are fun, but we ran into a problem. Multiplayer. You know, I don't just have 1 or 2 people come out to game night. I got, you know, some nights I have 8, 10. I've seen as many as 12 people come out for game night to play games, which, by the way, horrible for D&D, but not so bad if you're playing a board game that can, you know, service that, or if you can split the table in half. Now, what we were doing is we were doing like round robin tournaments once we realized how unfun multiplayer Magic is. If you're doing an aggro deck, you can't. What are you gonna do for every player on the board? So it's really happenstancy. Now we did come up with a solution, and I'm going to show you that real quick. Actually, I did a video on it. I don't have to show it to you. Just watch the video. Explorers of Ixalan actually fixes this if the decks are of similar power. Because what you end up with are some pretty cool dynamics. Because the decks are kind of slow anyway. So it's actually worthwhile to play the tiles on the board. I'm hoping to actually incorporate Commander into the Explorers of Ixalan, and I actually looked into it, and there are people that do it, and they actually recommend it. They say it works well. So it just adds a little randomness to the game, and but you know, not enough to make it unfun. So there's an idea for you guys if your game tables are looking for something to do in between D&D or we got a lot of board games we play. Cthulhu Wars is a big hit. We got Secrets of the Lost Tomb. Everybody likes that one. The D&D board games are always a hit. Some people love Betrayal at House on Haunted Hill. I'm not a fan, but I do break it out because I understand people like it. My problem with that game is it's either a home run or a strikeout on the once the trader is revealed. But anyway, enough of that. This is about this product, and yeah, I think we got a pretty good deal here, because what we have are 7 commander decks for $180. And these Ikoria ones actually have the oversized commander card. I'm not 100% sure what that's all about, but here you go, guys. Check them out. So the names of the decks are as follows: Ruthless Regiment, Symbiotic Swarm, okay, Enhanced Evolution. So I'll go ahead. There you go. Enhanced Evolution. And these commanders all do different things. Now, I've never once played Commander. Okay. So, Mutate. Oh boy. If you cast a spell for its Mutate cost, put it over another target non-human creature. So it doesn't work on humans, only non-humans. They mutate into the creature on top, plus all abilities from under it. So it becomes this creature plus the abilities under it. So if you were to combine this with Timmy, the Prodigal Sorcerer, it would be a 6/6 with trample, right? And whenever it deals combat damage to a player, return target creature card from mutate with mutate from your graveyard to your hand. Okay. So actually, that wouldn't be a horrible combo, would it? Especially if you had something to cheat those creatures out of your hand. Anyway, so yeah, Timmy is now Trimmy Timmy. Trimmy. So Trimmy, you tap them to do damage to target, and then bam, all of a sudden this effect, because it does damage. Oh, combat damage, never mind. There went that. Okay, combine it with the Phantom Warrior. Unblockable. There you go. Tap him to attack, combat damage. Bam. Now you're getting your cool effects. You're putting creatures from your graveyard back into your hand. All this great stuff. I don't know. I'm sure this deck has all kinds of answers. I wonder if there's a list. Some of these decks have a list of the cards in them. Doesn't look good though. There's a Goat Hydra. The Capracopian. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? A Goat Hydra. Well, guys, I did want to talk about one more fun product that I did encounter from CardKingdom.com. And I bought it specifically because the game I got, Explorers of Ixalan, was such a big hit with my players, and I think this product will be the same. Game nights right here. Because from what I read, these are weak decks that play fine against each other. So, yeah, that Explorers of Ixalan game is going to go great with these. But let me show you real quick what I'm talking about. Yeah, so I bought like 18 of these. They're $9.99 a piece, okay? Yeah, and they come in the box. They got little symbols to tell you which deck they are. From what I'm able to gather, they're not all exactly the same, but they kind of have basically the same cards. And they're all bulk cards. You're not going to get any like super rares in these. I guess some of the cards in these commander decks are pretty nice. I don't know. I don't really keep track of that. I'm more into playing the game and having fun. But Yeah, so I went to Card Kingdom. I got these battle decks. They also have beginner decks, which I'm sure would also be fun with Explorers of Ixalan. And the thing I thought was neat, let's open one of these up and look at it. So, what I think is neat, every time I order, I get these tokens that are, they're not MTG, but yeah, they work great. And, if you want to change it up on your tokens. So there you go. And then it's got a cardboard to, I guess, protect the cards. Nothing really super valuable. And then Card Kingdom, I should probably charge them for, the free advertising. But anyway, no, I'm just showing off the product because I think it's going to be really good with my... there's a monk token here. So every box is going to have 2 tokens that also double as an ID card. But yeah, so you got a monk token. I don't know what deck produces monks, but it sure seems fun to think that there's a deck that produces monks. And we're going to very quickly just kind of get a gander here what you're looking at here. So you got... some of these dual spell cards, a bunch of commons, different commons. They all have a theme, so they all kind of have a synergy. And from what here's a rare. I'm sure it's a bulk rare, but that's okay. So from what I gather, these decks are fun to play against each other because they're roughly the same tier power level, They're not, one's not going to overpower the other unless there's a bad matchup. Because some colors spank other colors, Some combos are just nasty. A deck with graveyard hate as part of their synergy, it's going to be really rough against a graveyard deck, or a control deck isn't going to, always do well against every weenie deck, and vice versa. It all depends on what cards are in there. So, anyway, that's that. And that one was Consuming Mutation, the deck. So if you think that sounds fun, and they give a brief description on each of these. This one says, "The brighter you shine, the faster you burn. Are you ready to go out in a blaze of glory? Consuming Mutation is an extremely aggressive blue-red deck that imbues its creatures with powerful enchantments that slowly consume them." So there you go. You're going to cast enchantments on your creatures. They're going to get bigger and bigger, and then boom, they're going to blow up or something. This one spawns spiders from your graveyard. So, but imagine this. These decks are meant to be fun and gimmicky, not necessarily competitive, but more on the fun side. But imagine these decks with the randomness of, pay this much mana, flip this tile, and get this ability. The Explorers of Ixalan. Which, by the way, I got on sale really cheap. $27 ship. So, you're getting 4 decks. They're not good decks, but you're getting 4 decks worth of cards. But you're also getting them tiles. And those tiles can be played with any Magic decks. They can be played with these, okay? And I'm thinking it was a big home run at game night. So I look, I might win a little nuts. Because these were $10 each. I bought 18 of them. So I spent $360 on Magic cards. Which, I probably got to stop that. But I think we're set. Because, if Commander is a home run and these are a home run, I might buy the rest of them. If it's really a home run. But guys, I'm done buying Magic cards. Especially because I got this big box full of 2017 gift packs left to open. And I haven't even opened it yet. It's still sitting there. There's like 8 of them in that case. And, I don't need any more Magic cards, guys. Stop me. If you see me making videos about Magic cards, say, "Josh, you said you were going to stop." I don't want to get hooked on the cardboard crack. But if Commander's a big hit, and the players don't decide to buy their own decks, it's possible next year or the year after I might buy some more Commander decks as they come out, But I'm not going to go hog wild again. Carmageddon. Doesn't that sound fun? Carmageddon. Now, I looked through here. I didn't see any Armageddons. I feel like... Wait, no, I didn't look through this one. Hold on. Let's look through this one. Because Armageddon's not a bulk rare. So I don't think it is. Now, back in the old days, Armageddon was a big deal. I don't know why it wouldn't be now with all these premier special lands, right? I mean, you could really... Blood Moon and Armageddon would really jack these decks up nowadays, I think. So, don't be shocked if you see a resurgence. Okay, I got a bird token on this one. So that's the same as last one. Oh, and a monk again. Boy, well, that's kind of disappointing. Same tokens. I hadn't seen that yet. But the other decks I've opened have had different tokens. Like, some of them have insects. And so it's not all the same, guys. It just so happened the ones we opened were the same, too. So let's look here. Let's look. What are we looking at? Well, that is not Armageddon. Each creature deals damage to itself equal to its power. Okay. All right. Well, if you had a lot of creatures in your deck with more toughness than power, that's great. So I see where that could be useful. Okay. But what if your opponent has the same? Then it's not that great, is it? Unless there's something in here that, well, no, I don't know. Augur Ebolus. It's a merfolk. Counter spell that costs too much. Oh, okay. Well, if you have 5 or less life, draw a card with it. Alright, I guess that's makes it okay to cost 3 for a counter spell. Alright. We're just looking for an Armageddon, right, guys? Well, at least there's a couple rares in here. Ooh, there's a rare. Sage-Eyed Avenger. Prowess. Okay. Alright. Let's see. Okay. Well, like I said, I didn't think Armageddon would be in one of these decks. And, guys, I wasn't wrong. But the Gargoyle Castle is. Sacrifice the Gargoyle Castle, create a 3/4 colorless gargoyle artifact creature. Okay, so there's a utility land. I don't get why this isn't useful. I mean, it's a wasteland that gives you a 3/4 creature that flies. Like, you could literally put this out. Oh, it costs 5. Okay, that's why. My thumb was covering that part. Alright, yeah, 5 mana, probably not the best deal. I mean, it's not the worst deal either, but yeah. Okay, no Armageddons. So, not a shocker. Guys, that took enough time. Guys, if you want to get these battle decks, I haven't played them yet, but they look fun. And great for, if you've been out of Magic for a while, you just want to get a feel of what's going on, you could upgrade these decks. You could get like get your feet wet, upgrade them. Some of these decks are actually made with recent cards that are actually standard. I think this mutating deck is, because it's, the mutate is from Ikoria, so it's a new mechanic. Others, they have older cards, not so much, but I guess I didn't put the styrofoam thingy back in this one. Where did I put it? Anyway, enough of that. I'll mess with that when I get done with this video. Here it is. Guys, find all the miniatures of your dreams while you're awake. And we're going to continue our series on the greenskins. Once I'm not working as much and I get some days off and I actually manage to paint these. I'll do step-by-step videos. I got part 1 done, which shows you how to prime them. Okay. Now this zenithal prime effect's pretty easy to do. Anyway, guys, we'll get into that later. Have an amazing day. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. These Ikoria commander decks are pretty neat. These big giant freaking cards. Look at that, oversized. It reminds me back in the day, back when Tempest came out, I think it was. They used to have these big oversized Karn and Gerard and all these characters, and you could play as them. It was, you know what? It was kind of like Commander before Commander, you know? So like if you had this card, it'd give you a special ability that nobody else had, but it'd also give you a disadvantage. Anyway, it's another fun way to play Magic, and if you get a hold of those cards, I forget what they were called, but those, there's a name for them. Anyway, there was Squee, there was Torath, I don't know, Krovax, the whole crew, the Weatherlight, Miri. You can get those still to this day and play with them, and it spices up the game for multiplayer. And I might just buy a set of those guys. Anyway, take care. Thanks for watching.